Hey BabaGolers, good morning. Second edition of BabaGol Intercontinental, the weekly YouTube show that basically talks about football around the planet with a focus on Africa, Asia, and Latin America. I owe you guys an apology, me, Uri. Last week I was supposed to record a show, but a family issue prevented me from doing so, but everything is okay. Thank you for it. We'll take a sip for my coffee now. Black Turkish coffee, it's good. But we had an extremely busy week in the BabaGol universe. We had the African Champions League final, the Asian Champions League final, and the Copa Libertadores, which is the South American Champions League final. First leg at the Bombonera. So we had, if you followed our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Instagram, we had a lot of content about these three major events in the BabaGol universe. You know, this is what we do. This is I try to describe it, you know, also for the staff and also for you, the followers. This was the best football weekend of the season. You know, we get the cream of Asia, the cream of Africa, and an extravagant cream of South American football with this Super Classico that basically, you know, it's everything we dreamed of and beyond. And I will explain why in a bit. So what we will do today, I'll give a quick brief on each one of the finals to try to give us the main things that we took from this weekend and from this week of BabaGol football or the BabaGol universe. First, we will start with Friday. It's Friday night, the African final, Esperance Taraji. You know, not many people know that there is another Taraji Wad El Nes, a Palestinian club, a small club from Palestine, from a small village of 900 people only, who actually won the championship of the Palestinian League, won the cup, won the Yasser Arafat Cup, a cool club. Yeah, also played in the AFC Cup 4 years ago. Yeah, that was like a side note. Back Africa, Rades Stadium, Friday night, Al Ahly against Esperance. Yes, I'm today with an Al Ahly shirt. You know, they lost, but you know, you gotta show some sympathy. And let's put things on the table. Esperance were amazing. They made a really massive effort. They produced a great display of football on Friday night, and they simply were the only team on the pitch. And you know, during the game, it was very interesting because I did like a small poll on our Twitter. I said, what is Al Ahly without Walid Azaro? You know, so I wrote it will be an eagle without claws, a tiger without teeth. But basically, Al Ahly looked like Zamalek in this final, and it was very uncomfortable to watch. Such an unprepared, undesirable. There wasn't no emotion, no excitement in the game. They didn't try to do something. I really like Walid Suleiman, but I think he basically was quite interrupting the flow of the game of Al Ahly. And well, when you have Anis Badri and you have Begir and you have all these wonderful players that really showed up for the event, and I remind you, most of the people I know, and I think most of the people on earth who put the money on it, bet Al Ahly to win. Not a lot of teams have made this comeback from 3-1 down in the first leg of the African Champions League final to 3-0 victory. It's a serious, like Sam Shoali said, it's a remontada. It's a true African remontada, and for this, Esperance deserve really all the good word. Well, Badri, you know, we chose to focus him on the semi-final with a great article of Omri, and I think Omri did a great pick for the player, because Badri is something that we don't see a lot in African football. Is you at the moment you get the ball, you can feel that this guy is from another level. And his last goal, the 3-0, was ecstatic, and really Rades exploded. And I was sitting here watching the game, but I felt literally like I'm there, because it was so inspiring to see him scoring this way. And you know, all of Taraji are really together as a team. They are very strong, so this was quite inspiring to watch. And about Al Ahly, well, it was very weird. You know, I spoke about it with Lotfi Wada. If you don't follow Lotfi on Twitter, follow one of the greatest African football experts. Basically, we didn't hear nothing from Al Ahly after this final. We heard the story about Moain Shabani, who was like on his 4th match as Esperance head coach, found himself winning the African Champions League, becoming the youngest ever to win this competition at 37 and I don't know how much months. But we didn't hear nothing from Bibo El Khatib, and we didn't hear nothing from Al Ahly players. We didn't hear nothing about Walid Azaro tearing up his own shirt on the first game. And basically all the bad blood that was between the first leg and the second leg in Africa disappeared. And everybody, you know, crowd Esperance, Taraji, for being, and I'm saying that with a complete heart, the best Arab club around. Okay, they won this year in 2018 the Arab Champions Cup, the Tunisian League, and now the CAF Champions League. They win it all, and there are major titles. They won against good teams in each competition. Esperance, bravo. Next, on Saturday afternoon, we had the Asian final, the AFC Champions League final, between Persepolis and Kashima Antlers. First final to host an Iranian team since 2010 with Zobahan. First final in Tehran since 1993, when past Tehran has won the title. This place is probably the best place to play football in Asia, and this time it was even more special because with all the pressure of open stadium movement that calls for entering women to the stadium in Iran, 850 women were present in the crowd. For the first time, also female journalists were present in the stadium. So we've seen a small step towards the future of Irani football, and I do believe it will be the future. It's really an important step. It's a small step. It's not a perfect step. It's not we didn't create a perfect reality there, but it was really refreshing to see, and it's good. And you know, Iranian football fans, female football fans, must have their own option to go to the stadium freely, and I believe it will only benefit the Iranian football. I have no doubt about it. And there was a game, you know, a game in front of almost 80,000 fans. It was pretty impressive, and we must say it was a funny game because Persepolis, this team has been through so much, and they missed about, really, they couldn't sign new players after the story of Mehdi Taremi, who signed for Rizespor, eventually came back and played for them, and then they got punished with him too. And so they can't sign players until January, and their team look in this exact same way. It's not in any way accountable or solid in both sides of the pitch. I think they did in this tournament a very nice results. I think the fact that they kicked out Al-Saad of Xavi and Gabi is a huge achievement. But basically in the two-leg final against Kashima Antlers, a very cool team, I must say, a very good team, I must say too, from a weird town in Japan, in the southeast part of Japan, who literally have a great Japanese player like Yao, and also some decent Brazilians, and basically they build a trap for Persepolis in this game because they didn't play, and Persepolis were full power, we need it, we want it with this, and every time they went to the box, they couldn't finish well, they couldn't, you know, decide the right decision in attack, and it looked like they wanted too much, but they didn't have the tools. They didn't have the tools to make it, Persepolis, and the Japanese simply wait. They waited, they didn't run too much, they were cool all the time. Persepolis had a few good chances they could have done something with, but Ali Alipur wasn't sharp, Godwin Mensah wasn't sharp too, and you know, a 0-0 after you lose 2-0 in the first leg, it's a loss. But we've seen Esperance coming back from 3-1 down to win 3-0 against Al Ahly, which were the clearer favorites than Kashima against Persepolis in this case. But regardless, that's a wonderful achievement for Branko Ivankovic and his team. Persepolis is on the rise. I think that today there are no Iranian club who is near these guys in manners of continental influence. They are growing and growing and growing, and I hope to see them also next year in the latest stages of the Asian Champions League. And congrats to Kashima. Interesting, second year in a row, another Japanese winner after Urawa Red Diamonds won against Al Hilal Riyadh last season. Japanese football, also on club level, is a quality stuff in Asia. The Middle Eastern teams has a lot of work to do to reach the level of professionalism and quality and deepness in the squads like the Japanese teams have. Okay? Alright. And with the huge storm that changed everything, and from the perfect Saturday of also an Asian final afternoon and a Argentinian Super Classic on the Copa Libertadores final at the evening, a huge storm came and changed the plane for everyone. It was quite funny, you know all the stories about a few Jewish people who flew from Buenos Aires to Spain to watch the Super Classico, not on Saturday, and eventually the game was delayed in one day. And I think that the fact that the game was delayed really helped to take out the stings and the sensitive spots about this game. Seriously, I think that both River and Boca were happy about it, because there was a lot of tension in the air, and the fact that the rain came and relaxed everything, and the game took place a day after was a really good call for them. It made everything really calm, and surprisingly, despite what we expected from Super Classico, to be violent, to be full of yellow and red cards and tackles and aggressive style of play, it was a quality match, especially in the first half. It was fascinating football match, for me in the top level worldwide. The first half with Benedetto, this guy is a magic. Although we saw that Baros Gelotto was a bit sorry in around the 73 minutes that he didn't have the Benedetto out of the bench. Although Tevez, when he went in, was pretty good. He set up two great chances for goal. And with this miss of Benedetto in the 90 minutes was crazy, but I guess Armani, which we also focused before the semi-finals, was pretty good. He made a huge save. And we had a 2-2, which was pretty amazing for Boca and River in the current climate. Everything is open for the second leg that will take place in the 24th of November. And I can't wait to see what will happen. I think River has a slight advantage, because they are playing at the Monumental, their home, no Boca fans. You've seen what it means in such a major match to play without an away fans. The atmosphere was different. Boca fans were less anxious, and as well as the players. We can say about Lucas Prato, the most expensive player for River Plate, to put up such a display, because until now the fans weren't so happy about him. But a goal and then like half a goal, although it was an own goal, but he made it. So he was there to show him face. He really showed up for the event, and this is good. And I think we're gonna have a tremendous match, and even much more exciting than the first one. There was a huge stress and tension, that's true, but eventually the fact that it went through in peace, with no casualties, no violence, I think it was a great service for Argentina and for Argentinian football, that in big matches they can prevail and they can produce a football event in a world-class level. So this is what I took from the first leg. And this is what I took from the African and Asian final too. If you have any comments, any questions, or things that I forgot and you want to tell me how you forgot it, comment it below, or send us in our inbox or in Facebook, Twitter DM, Instagram DM, wherever you like. Contact us in the website. Soon there will be a new website, so I hope you will enjoy it, and see you soon. BabaGol Intercontinental. Until next week, and I hope nothing will prevent me from recording another show. Thank you so much, guys, and remember, keeping football real.